The upcoming Marvel's movie is like a treasure trove of things to always talk about. Because every time you think, it's gotten this bad, you get that trailer coming out and you think, oh God, it's terrible. It doesn't even pause for that long till like 2 weeks later to maybe a month. You get something else coming out that just keeps throwing fuel onto the fire of what's sure to be one hell of a massive flop of a movie. Now, I want to get to what's really important in this whole thing involving the Marvel's budget. Before that, I want to take a little trip back down memory lane to an article I originally saw back in August, and I thought to myself, you know what? Give it a little time, something else could come out, and that will make this even more ridiculous. Let's jump into this one first, from bounding into comics. The Marvel's director Nia DaCosta claims film is different from other Marvel films because it's really wacky and silly. I'm wondering if this woman has ever seen a Marvel movie after Endgame. I mean, they've all been wacky, silly crap. Case in point, Thor, Love and Thunder, beyond garbage. Every 10 seconds of that movie was a running joke that just destroyed anything that could have been potentially good about that movie. Everything. It's here what to do justice here. Yeah, right. Just talk about it really wacky and silly. DaCosta's comments came in an interview with Total Film magazine. She said the biggest difference from the other MCU movies to date is that it's really wacky and silly. How is that different from anything else? The worlds we go to in this movie are worlds unlike others you've seen in the MCU, bright worlds that you haven't seen before. That's exactly what we've seen before. That's why people are sick of it, because you just, what? Actually, this also about some D23 Expo and stuff. As for her claim that the film is wacky and silly, the first teaser trailer made that abundantly clear. Oh yes, it did, and I did a video for that, breaking down that god-awful trailer. The trailer was overloaded with humor resulting from Captain America, Captain Monica, Rambo, and Ms. Marvel. The only funny thing about this movie, barely anybody knows who Captain Marvel is. Nobody knows who Monica Rambeau is. And literally nobody cares who Ms. Marvel is. But for some reason, you're trying to push this like this is supposed to be the greatest cinematic event of the MCU history. It's not. It's literally not. And they're all swapping locations each time they activate their abilities makes no sense. I mean, just from the trailer alone, Monica Rambeau went out to check some spatial anomaly to get readings, and apparently you get readings by going close to it and touching it. You don't use sensors. You don't send out a probe and scan it. No, you go close to it and touch it. That's how you get a reading. God. However, this type of humor is nothing new from Marvel Studios, and it's wild to try and claim that it somehow sets the film apart from other Marvel Studios productions. In fact, the opposite is true. The humor is part and parcel of nearly every Marvel Studios production since James Gunn's Guardians of the Galaxy back in 2014. It was James Gunn's Guardians of the Galaxy. The humor worked for that movie because he set it up to be that way. You understand me? And like I said before, there were little hints and humor sprinkled in the MCU all the way up to Endgame. Yeah, but it wasn't overloaded. It was subsequently ramped up by director Taika Waititi in both Thor Ragnarok and Thor Love and Thunder. No wonder that sucked. It go on about the official description of it and all of this stuff and whatever. And this is supposed to be the big bad in the movie. Yeah. Now, again, the CGI and thing for this movie is not looking good. The story looks like crap. And it's just not set up to be interesting at all. So, with the enormous ballooning of Marvel / Disney and these movies, they keep spending hundreds of millions of dollars on and then losing a lot of it. Initially, the report came out that the Marvel's movie was only going to cost something like 100 and I think it was 130 or 140 million dollars. A lot of people call crap on that, myself included, because I know Disney and all this want to spend a ton of money to produce some very substandard crap. Well, once again, they were caught lying because apparently Marvel has spent a lot more on this garbage. This is an article here from Forbes. Disney spent over $270 million to make the Marvels. Over $270 million to make that garbage. Yeah? Get into it. Disney has revealed that it spent more than $270 million on making the Marvels, the latest installment in its Marvel Comics superhero saga, which will be released in theaters in November. The blockbuster budget is disclosed in company filings released yesterday by the Disney subsidiary that made the movie. They show that over the 2-year period from the incorporation of the company to September 30th, 2022, it spent $274.8 million. That's 221.8 million euros and banked a 55 million or 44.4 million euro subsidiary from the government of the United Kingdom, euros at pounds, right? Pounds, where the movie was made. This brought its net spending down to 219.8 million, meaning that the movie will have to gross at least 439.6 million at the box office to break even, as studios get around half of theater takings. Passing this threshold might not be child's play. Now, let me stop there for a moment. They say that the movie needs to gross at least around 439.6 million at the box office to break even. That is not accurate. Because what they're basically doing this like a half and half. That's not how you take it into consideration. Because even if you take into consideration the domestic box office, right? You still have to look at the international box office. And when it comes to the international box office, they don't take home like half. I think they take home probably about 40% or something like that is how much they take over the international box office. And in China, it's even less. And you have to keep into account now that this movie, this whole MCU thing, people are just sick and tired of it and not really played into it. So this movie will need to make not just 439.6 million, we need to make something close to like maybe about 700 million to break even, because we still haven't even talked about marketing costs. They just spent 270 million on just the movie alone. And the amount of reshoots that they had to do and fixing this and that and the CGI, which still looks like crap. So that is just that alone. Plus, you still have to look at the marketing budget. And yes, we have the strike going on right now, so they're not really getting a chance to go outside there and promote the movie and all kind of stuff. But they still have certain things that they're doing. So that marketing budget is also that the marketing budget may not be as high as before because of the strike going on right now, but it will still be somewhere up there. So this movie would need to make at least maybe 670 to maybe 700 million just to break even. And again, like I've said, studios don't make movies just to break even. They make movies to make a profit. And right now, the Marvels is not looking like it's going to be making any kind of a profit, because we've already gotten the information here that it's going to be really wacky and silly, because apparently that's what everybody wants at another flicking clown show. That we're all supposed to sit there and act like this is somehow new and fun and inventive for what's going on. It's not. Nobody's interested in this garbage anymore. You are putting out these terrible movies. We all know the Marvels is going to be a flop. You understand me? Yes, Yes, the first Captain Marvel movie did make over $1 billion, but they sandwiched that between the two Avengers movies and basically lied and told you that you needed to watch this in order to watch the last movie, but you really didn't need to because you didn't do anything for anybody. You understand me? And when you were done with that, no, it just kind of fizzled out, and you couldn't even give Brie Larson a movie of her own. No, you had to bring in two virtual unknowns. Because like I said, people barely know who Captain Marvel is. Nobody knows who Monica Rambeau is. And let's not forget that Ms. Marvel's Disney Plus show was the lowest watch show, MCU show on Disney Plus. Then they tried to put it on ABC, and the numbers got even worse. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. This movie is dead and done. And you've already spent over $270 million making this movie. What exactly do you have left in the tank to say that this is going to be good? You spent over $270 million on this shit. At this point, Disney/Marvel wants to lose money. They want to lose money because the smartest thing for them to do would be to just would have been to just end the MCU after Endgame, take a 7 to 10 year break, and then come back with some new actors and stuff, and start with universe, something like that. Maybe that would have worked. But now you have literally dug yourself into a hole, and you just figure if you keep going down, you'll somehow come up. Not working at all, people. $270 million for this garbage just shows how bad this is going to be. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. If you have a different opinion, I'd love to hear it. If you like the video, sure to hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Ring the notification bell every time I put out a new video. And I shall see you all next time. Take care.